Thank you very much for the invitation to the conference and to be able to share my thoughts from the clinician point of view and from the psychoanalytic point of view to your conference. So, implementing the digital into medicine means, and into the living, a change in traditional power structures and increases uncertainty. So therefore we have to think of what is needed. I talk about on the basis of my experiences when I implemented a case-based e-learning training program from 2030 onwards till now, which led to the outcome that the students, medical students at the Medical University of Vienna, get better grades with the e-learning training in the annual final exam of the 4th year and of the 5th year, for example. And my experience is also in process monitoring of learning and change processes in psychoanalytic psychotherapy. And therefore, I want to focus the following topic. In social reality, we have a situation which leads to an action. And this action is based on the action of a person with her or his drives, his id, his superego, and this person interacts with other people. They have also their ego, id, and superego determinants. And this bargaining process between these two persons in this interaction and this process of connection is sometimes very difficult or sometimes very clear, but influences the next situation. And when we want to focus on the person, we have to take into account that the person has a history. The history comes from being a child, and therefore we have to go back to developmental psychoanalytic psychology, that a child grows up having somatic experiences, affective short events, and sends signal or nonverbal expressions to a caregiver, which is able to react in an affective holding in a resonant way, and who is able to reflect on this somatic experience of the child. This kind of reflection is called mentalizing or reflective functioning and leads to a reaction which is a representation of this affective experience, but should be in a mirroring representation, a metabolized affective answer. And when this is in repeated occasions happening, a psychological order in the child can be developed, so a kind of meaning to the pain, to the affective or somatic event. Of course, the pathological development, you see that here is no resonance, no mentalizing capacity, no reflective functioning, and no answer or no reaction to all these pain and misunderstandings, etc. So no meaningful, no psychological level can develop. What does this mean for the process or the implementation of digital medicine? We went to, in cooperation with the TU Vienna, to describe the physical levels and transform it to a level of technology, information technology. So we implemented some kind of parallel process according to the Mealy apparatus. And what we found that when you search for the best intervention you can give, you have to be aware of that you have to recognize or describe the neural layer, you have to describe the neurosymbolic layer, so the meaning of the pain, and you have to also take the environment into account. And this kind of interaction can be described in a very detailed way. This we are doing now, and in this project, which goes back on big data from 2007 onwards, we found that, for example, in schizophrenic, very disturbed patients, schizophrenic patients, that it is very necessary to concentrate on this reflective functioning component in the clinician to help the patients in the mentalization capacity. Otherwise, when you do not focus on this, auditory uncertainty occurs together with attachment avoidance, attention and speech impairment, dissociation, hyperarousal, and this always is the attachment avoidance come from the patient's history. When there is also emotional neglect or trauma, that gets even worse. So what I want to say and want to share with you is that in times of uncertainty, epistemic trust is of course afflicted, and therefore effective holding, reflection and mentalized affectivity is necessary for containment of the affect cognitive disruptions. And the mind's ability to interact, to assess the external world's reality and to integrate new experiences into the existence, into the existing conception is determined by the affective load and the respective interplay that is assigned. So coming to the end, gaining a picture of the world at an acceptable reliability level, so epistemic trust, requires a curious mind and openness for a discursive dispute with the encountered findings. Also the acceptance of boundaries and limitations is very essential in this context for the individuum and also for the society. When you look at changes of implementing technology into the living, into medicine, and changes of collaboration and power structures have to be focused. Thank you for your attention.